Alright, so a few weeks ago, I made a video on my community tab asking which one is better on PvP, the One or Blue Merlin? And with an astounding 77%, the One won. And listen, I knew the One's gonna win. But like, I think Summer Merlin is one of the most underrated characters in the game. She is absolutely fantastic. Now it's been 4 weeks, and they're like, oh, maybe the mentality has changed. If I did this poll today again, the One would still win with an absurd margin. And I think that Merlin is just better than the One. Like, it's not even saying like, oh, the One is just bad. It's just the One is a year old. It would be weird if she wasn't better. I can't wait for a new the One though. That like it's been a year since we've got one, and we can definitely get a new one, even from Ragnarok, since we got a new Lost Vein from Ragnarok. We got a new of this Merlin from Ragnarok as well. It doesn't have to be Ragnarok, but like a new the One that isn't Festival would be actually pretty cool as well. He has really good, he has this really good attack stats. So this Merlin is just absolutely underrated, I believe, and it's not even like. Again, because people just think she's bad. It's just I think that a lot of people haven't got her. She came on a banner that just wasn't very good. Like, it was her and Roxy, right? I'm actually checking. It was her and Roxy, which was not a good banner. And I would not even have advised to someone on that banner. And when she came out, she wasn't even that good. Because I have 200k CC. Ungeared would be going crazy. Because listen, I'm actually checking right here. No, she came out. Oh no, Roxy came out a week before her alone. I remember that now. Roxy came out in a solo banner. That's terrible. And then she came out with Elliehawk, the Summer Elliehawk, which is also like a character that just wasn't very good. Like both Merlin and Elliehawk just weren't very good at the time of release. Elliehawk because, you know, you could use her in the back, I guess, for I'm not stupid. I'm not. My mind hasn't frozen or anything. I'm just thinking of the next play here. You could have used her in the Goddess team in the back, but that was basically it. And if you're gonna do that, you couldn't use Goddess Liz, right? So you had to, use Sariel Tarmio and Margaret, which again was a good team. And if you use her in the back of that team, it was good, but it just wasn't the best option because again you couldn't use Goddess Liz then, which was better than Sariel. So in that team, right, at the time, and now it's just not even good. The Goddess team is not even good. So that banner was terrible, and I think that's what made people just not think too highly of her, was the fact that she came out with a bad banner. But this unit, like I'm telling you, like if she comes back again in a better banner, like a festival banner, like as a side unit, and you pull her, she's stupid good. She's stupid good. She is better than the One. Like, I don't think that's controversial of saying she is better than the One. In every sense of the way, she has a better team than the One, and the One only really works in one team now, which is the Margaret team, which isn't even a good team anymore. So in every sense of the way, I think this is one of the most underrated characters in the game. Just by comparison's sake. Again, the One only has one team, which isn't even a good team. It gets absolutely obliterated by Galfer and by Ban, while this Merlin is fantastic on the Gopher team and can win against Ban. That's the thing. She can win against Ban as well if you're using her. It's great. It is just better. And I mean, no one's using the One anymore. Like the people were using this team right here, but instead of Terry was the One, and people just stopped using that. It's just not very sustainable. Like you just get crushed by basically every other team in the game that's decent. You get crushed by Assault Melee, you get crushed by Ban, you get crushed by Gaffer. Assault Melee not so much. You'd have to face like a good Assault Melee player. She get crushed by it. Um, it's just the one's very old. And he still has good stats though. Like the attack stats. Like his defensive stats are not very good. Which is again a testament of how old he is. He's a year old at this point. Kind of want to do this. Again, it's just a testament of how old he is. When he came out, what was the meta when he came out? When the one came out? So the one came out in November of last year. November of 2020. Right? So again, we are in the 16th of November. He came out in 25th of November. So it's basically a year ago. The meta back then was Grain Galfer. Yeah, he just added to the meta. It was like Grain Galfer and then a Goddess Liz and Lost Vein. Yeah, I think it was the meta back then, right? I believe so. I believe so. It was. And then you could also use at the time Sario and Tarmiel were already out. You could use Tarmiel Ult Rush. You could use Sario as well. You know, instead of Lost Vein. No, but then you could use Goddess Liz, and Goddess Liz was huge back then. The one actually was such a godsend, man. He literally like destroyed Goddess Liz teams. The Goddess Lost Vein teams. I know he became the new Goddess Liz team, I know, but like Goddess Liz Lost Vein was such an annoying team. And he absolutely crushed that team. Oh, I thought I was gonna take off his ultimate gauge. I didn't see how much ultimate gauge I had. I'm focusing on this chart of the character releases. Because I'm thinking, yeah, that was the meta back then. Was Goddess Liz, Lost Vein, and Green Galfer. Then he came out and he basically replaced Lost Vein, and then it became Goddess Liz, Green Galfer, the one, and Lost Vein in the back instead. Basically is what became the meta. 6-6? No, thank God. And then, you know, when Margaret came out, she basically replaced Goddess Liz. And the one was still, like, in the talks for being meta, I would say. But I think now, it's like... Again, it's not like the one team doesn't work at all. It's just... You're not winning against Bond. The Terry team that this person is using, this is a bot, but the Terry team that this person is using here can win against Bond. If you get a proper, you know, Terry Ult Rush going, and you boost him up with Margaret and his own, like, stacks, he can definitely win against Bond. Just the problem that, you know, the one's ultimate is really good, but you're at the most killing Arthur with his ultimate at this point. That's how tanky the Bond team is. It's crazy. Okay, I literally just realized I wasn't recording. That's great. I was talking like an idiot. I was gonna say, like, it's also good against Assault Melee as well, because I couldn't show this example because I wasn't recording. But you can attack seal him every turn if you get lucky enough, which is what I did. I attacked him the first turn, attacked him the second turn. Most of my damage was taken from Sigurd's AoE and Chandler's single target. The attack seal and the lowering ultimate gauge in the following turn is just so good. The combo is just so good. And maybe I'm biased because I really like this team. I think that if I have the choice between using the Bond team and the Galfer team, I will go with the Galfer team just because I have more options. Like with Bond, I have to use Bond Arthur and then a third human. It has to be that. With here, I'm using Kyo in this situation because I just really like Kyo, but I can switch Kyo for so many other options. I can switch him for Emilia, I can switch him for Green Zeldris even. I can switch him for so many other options. It doesn't even have to be like a specific race. It can be like so many options. That's why I like the Galfer team. It's just, yeah, it's not, the Galfer team is not as good as Bond. It just isn't. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend it is, but it has more options. Do I have another PP stamina? I do. I can continue. Another Margaret. See, you absolutely obliterate Margaret. I wanted to face some Bonds, but I swear, like, when I want to like specifically want to face Ban, I struggle so hard to find them, right? But literally, the minute I'm using a team that is supposed to go against Ban, I can't find a single one. Like, yeah, I was making the Monspeed and Kusok video like 2 days ago, I think, and I was struggling so hard to face a Ban. It was not even funny. And then I recorded the Mikasa video like next day, and it was just non-stop Bans. Like the minute I'm like, okay, let's not face a Ban because it's gonna absolutely obliterate me. It's like, okay, not here. Take 5 Bans in a row. Like thank you, that was fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah, the seal from the cleanse plus taking off ultimate gauge is so huge as well. It's just they can't cleanse the take off ultimate gauge, which is a huge issue you have with Grand Gopher, right? When you're facing a Margaret, especially. When you're facing a Ban, it's not as big of an issue, of course. But when you're facing a Margaret, they're just gonna cleanse, and there's nothing you can do about it. This situation here, I got the Gopher level 2, so I'm gonna seal his ultimate gauge. There's not much you can do about it, right? When they have the blue card for Margaret. But of course, if you're using Gopher, he's gonna steal it. This Gopher. If you're using this Gopher, you're gonna steal it. Unlike the other Gopher. I don't know, maybe I'm biased. Maybe I just wanna maybe next time, you know? If I do make a similar pool, asking which one's better, the one or Merlin, maybe Merlin will win. Because I'm gonna sway some people's minds. Maybe not, maybe you invested in the one and you don't want him to be passed by any other unit in the game, which is fair enough, you know. I wouldn't want it either, but it's the reality, you know. It's just the reality of things. Units get outdated, and when you have a unit that's only DPS and that's all they do, eventually they're gonna get out DPS'd by, say, Ban. And, you know, Merlin has the same card as the one, but she also brings the attack seal to the table. So, well, that was my 12-minute rant. I don't know how long this video is. Thank you for watching.